It's the Lexus Sports Extra with Josh Moser, Mike DiPasquale, Donovan Campbell, and Drew Rosenhaus.
Hi everyone, we welcome you to the Lexus Sports Extra. I'm Mike DiPasquale. Life without Tyreek Hill started this season for the Dolphins at Carolina. The Dolphins insisted this past week it would be next man up on offense. It really wasn't the offense, the issue against the Panthers. Some people could be on the hot seat after this one for Miami. Here we go, Dolphins first drive. Tua, the veteran tight end Darren Waller over the middle and stride. The big man is wide open. A 34-yard pickup that led to a field goal, 3-0 Miami. After a Panthers fumble, Dolphins score again. Second quarter, Tua to Devon Achane from 10 yards out. This is a great catch. And here it is again. Gets that second foot in, Dolphins up 10-0. After another Carolina turnover, Dolphins strike again. Tua once again to Waller in the back of the end zone. 4-yard touchdown, his third touchdown of the season, 17-0 Miami in a second. Shake and bake. But the Dolphins defense could not hold the big lead. Fourth quarter, Carolina down 17-13. Rico Dowdell busting loose for 43 yards. Miami was awful against the run. They allowed 239 yards on the ground, Rico getting 206 of them. And Rico will finish it off with this drive. Bangs his way in for a 1-yard touchdown. Panthers up 20-16 with 6 minutes to go. Finns fight back. Under 5 minutes left, Tua goes up top to Jalen Waddle. 46-yard touchdown. The Dolphins are on the verge of back-to-back wins. That was good. This is bad. The Finns defense could not hang on. Panthers go on another 83-yard drive. Bryce Young to Mitchell Evans up top and over. 4-yard touchdown. Carolina leads 27-24. Miami's offense sputtered from there. Tua, he's going to be sacked. Dolphins blow a 17-point lead. They lose to the Carolina Panthers 27-24. Miami now 1-4 in the season. This is not good.
It's not like our team goes out there and we want to give up this, or we want to not convert our third downs in the second half. We got to figure this out. And we got to figure this out now. You know, like, this feeling sucks. It's not a good feeling.
We've seen adversity. We've shot ourselves in the foot on defense as much as we could, so there's no other way we can do but respond.
No one cares about our feelings, and yeah, that is a hard one to deal with, but we collectively need to build a wall, and if play calls need to change for that to occur, then play calls need to change. But it can't continue to go on like this.
The LA Chargers are next. It's that time in the show for SoFlo Pros. Some highlights from those in South Florida and the NFL today. We bring you the best.
Time now for Lexus SoFlo Pros.
We begin with Nick Benito, the former St. Thomas Aquinas High star. Denver Broncos outside linebacker, had 2.5 sacks. Nick bringing the heat with 7 total sacks on the season. He helped lead the Broncos with that comeback win over Philadelphia. Denver now 3-2. They are tied for the AFC West lead after beating the Eagles 21-17. Nick understood what those on the outside were saying, facing the unbeaten Eagles coming in.
I feel like, the whole week everybody, just coming up asking questions, oh, is this a measuring stick game, blah, blah, blah. And, I never feel like it was that, I feel like we knew what type of team we were. We're a good team. We have aspirations, and, we knew we weren't trying to come in here just to be close and lose a game. We wanted to come in here and win, and I feel like we did a good job of that.
SoFlo Pros, how about David Njoku, the former Canes star tight end? He had 6 receptions, 67 yards, and that 9-yard touchdown, a triple coverage for Cleveland. Not enough. Browns dropped to 1-4 after losing in Minnesota 21-17. We have more. Levante David, the former Miami Northwestern High star, the linebacker, had 9 tackles and his game-stealing interception for Tampa Bay against Seattle. Buccaneers win, beating the Seahawks 38-35. Tampa Bay improves to 4-1. Finally, it's Calvin Ridley, the former Monarch High star, had 5 receptions for 131 yards. The Tennessee Titans with a 22-21 win against the Arizona Cardinals. It's the first win of the season for him and fellow SoFlo Pro Titans QB Cam Ward. Latest AP college football poll is out, and with that win last night in Tallahassee, the Canes moved up a spot. The Ohio State University remains numero uno. Miami at 5-0 moves up a spot to number 2. Oregon on the bye week drops the spot to number 3. The South Florida Bulls check in at number 24. Florida State drops to 18 from 18 to number 25 with that loss to Miami. After being down 3-0 early, the Canes never trailed after that. The Canes defense just stepped up against the Noles. They picked off FSU quarterback Tommy Castellanos 2 times. And then on the offensive side of the ball, Carson Beck threw for 241 yards and 4 touchdowns. Players on both sides of the ball know there's a lot more work to be done moving forward. Canes have a bye week. A week from Friday, Miami will face Louisville at the Rock.
Walking into the locker room and the team not being happy after we won like that. That's what's different. You know, these guys are dedicated. I can't preach enough how much we work each and every day, every day. So, you know, we're in the building early in the morning, late at night, watching tape together as a team. You know, when I walked in and nobody was really excited after the win, I knew that, you know, we got bigger goals.
Taking care of FSU is just another step for the Canes to get the ACC championship game and the college football playoffs. This win also against the Noles means something else for Miami. Our Donovan Campbell has more.
On a night soaked in rivalry and legacy, the Miami Hurricanes marched into enemy territory with one goal, taking the state.
But the deep shot to set it up and finishes the job.
I think it's all in preparation, all green tree. We had 2 weeks to prepare for them, and we took advantage of it. And then coming into Florida State, you know, our biggest rival really, and getting this W, it means everything to us.
And in Tallahassee, the U did just that, taking out the Seminoles 28-22, silencing the Doak Campbell Stadium crowd while moving to a perfect 5-0 on the season.
I think this whole year, I mean, we've played really good complementary football. Continuing to do that is really, really good. It shows signs of a really good team, and, you know, we've been playing really, really well in complementary football as well.
For head coach Mario Cristobal, it's more than just a win. It's a statement. Owning the Sunshine State isn't just pride, it's personal.
I mean, it's such a big deal. You know, this has nothing to do with me, but I played here, and I know what it means to play in this game, especially up here in Tallahassee. And credit to them, Coach Norvell, he's got a really good football team, and they prepare really well, and they play hard. But credit to the guys in our locker room, they found a way to get it done.
Are the Canes back? They sure look like it. And with a very favorable schedule, we could be in store for a special season. For the Lexus Sports Extra, I'm Donovan Campbell.
Thanks, Dunno. It's a hockey night in South Florida this Tuesday night. The Florida Panthers will get it started the season home opener against Chicago. Remember, they'll drop the puck at 5. Last night in Sunrise, it was Saturday night, the fights against Tampa Bay. In back-to-back preseason games, over 500 penalty minutes between the two teams. The Cats won the fight and the game 7-0. Afterwards, the Panthers said, this version of old-time hockey is not what the game is about. We are joined by the one and only George Richards from Florida Hockey Now. Hey, George, good to see you.
Good to see you, Mikey. How are you, brother?
I'm good, my friend. Let's get to it here. We all know the Panthers and Tampa Bay Lightning do not like each other.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. In back-to-back preseason games, Thursday and last night, the two teams threw a lot of haymakers. Did you expect that during the preseason?
Not so much. You figure one game is going to be like that, right? We talked to Paul Maurice before Saturday's game. He's like, listen, unless something crazy happens, it should be a quiet game. Then the Tampa Bay Lightning bring up 6 guys from their minor league team, and it was anything but a quiet night. 342 penalty minutes in last night's games. It took over 3 hours to play a preseason game. It was just a mess.
We have seen how Sergei Bobrovsky has been and continues to be a brick wall in goal. How do you like Daniil Tarasov? Back it up, Bob.
He's looked terrific this preseason, hasn't he? I mean, the Florida Panthers bring in Tarasov from the Columbus Blue Jackets, a place where things just did not work out for him. I mean, he was touted as one of the next great goalie in Columbus, and it just didn't work out. The Florida Panthers see something in him. They see his upside. And I've talked to people in Columbus. They figure if it can't work here in Florida for him, it's never going to work. It looks like it's working. Tarasov looks like a terrific backup to Sergei Bobrovsky. Time will tell when the regular season starts, of course. But Tarasov has looked really good this preseason.
I think the positive, too, is the two of them are good friends.
Yes. They come from the same hometown in Russia. Sergei Bobrovsky grew up idolizing Tarasov's father. So, yes, there are connections between Bobrovsky and Tarasov. It looks like one heck of a goalie tandem.
Let me ask you this, George. What do you think will happen this season? We don't know exactly the time element, but with Barkov and Tkachuk being out.
Well, Tkachuk, they're talking about him coming back and, skating come December. I would expect he's back on the ice playing games sometime mid-January, maybe late January. I mean, who knows how things like that work. He's gearing up for the Olympics, which is in February. He's one of the first 6 players named to Team USA. And that's the timeline. And then he'll play the second half of the season for the Panthers. Sasha Barkov is a little tougher. He had the MCL, the ACL surgery on his knee. The timeline is between 7 and 9 months. Now, he told Eric Spoelstra he's probably going to be back in 6 months. We'll just have to wait and see on that one.
I was going to ask you about that because he went to the Heat training camp in Boca, and he was with Coach Eric Spoelstra. They were talking. He said he'd be back in 5 to 6 months. Do you think that's even possible?
Listen, this isn't like a hamstring injury. This is a surgically repaired knee. Again, I said it last week. I don't expect him back this season. I still do not expect him back this season.
And Paul Maurice said you really cannot replace the captain as Sasha Barkov because of everything he brings to the ice.
Yeah, he brings so much to the Florida Panthers. It's almost immeasurable, right? Because he's the penalty killer. He's your power play. He's your leader. He's your top defensive forward. He's got all the skill in the world. I mean, Sasha Barkov, everything the Florida Panthers do goes through Sasha Barkov. Impossible to replace, but the Florida Panthers are going to have to try.
Thank you, George. You mentioned the Winter Olympics. By the way, it's in Italy, and my family's going. So there you go.
That's awesome. Tell them to have fun for me.
Thank you, George.
See you, Mike.
Wish I was going to Milano, Italia to join my family to see some Olympic hockey and bobsledding. When we come back, more on the Finns and how they must regroup against the LA Chargers next Sunday at the Rock. That Dolphins defense, they have to stop that running game in a hurry. Plus, when you win the Stanley Cup, everyone from the front office, coaches, and players get the cup for 24 hours. Where the cup has been since your Florida Panthers victory parade. More on Extra after the break.